Summer Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, some boxing news, probably bad news for most people, because, we all kind of like this guy. Boxing legend, 8th division champion, which I don't like to say, because I think it's about more like 6 or 7 division champion, but a whole lot of divisions champions. We can say that, we can agree on that, with Manny Pacquiao, Pac-Man Pacquiao, the legend. Well, the biggest fight that we've had in our lifetime, not for me, but one of the biggest fights was Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Money Mayweather. It grossed the most money and did well and everything, although the fight was called boring, which is a bunch of bull in my opinion, but that's what some people were saying, but it was a big fight. Now, when we had the fight, we had this infamous shoulder injury for Manny Pacquiao, who some people believed and some didn't. And a lot of people didn't believe it, but said, well, I'm going to be on that side of the fence, and I'm going to go with he had a shoulder injury against Floyd Mayweather. Well, a doctor, a chiropractor, a physiologist has come out and said he thinks that's BS and fake, which I thought it was BS and fake too. Let's talk about why I would think that. Manny Pacquiao, back then I was saying, well, come on, man. You're not going to be able to throw the shoulder in the whole fight. You were using it the whole fight, right? You were picking it up, throwing all the punches in the whole fight with the shoulder. Nobody was rubbing it or doing anything like that, showing that you had a shoulder injury, right? And I had seen Mayweather in the fight where he had a shoulder injury and they were rubbing it in round 1 against Castillo. So I didn't think, I was like, how can you really move it, right? And then after the fight, he said, well, it was before the fight, he had the shoulder injury, until people started saying, well, if you had a shoulder injury before the fight, you should have told us so we wouldn't have bet on you. So he changed the story until it was happening in the fight, right? And then after the fight, he came and saying it's gotten healed with salt water. So I was like, nah, that's a big question, right? And then, the fact that Floyd Mayweather beat the living daylights out of him, in terms of it was a one-sided fight. He didn't look bad after the fight, and he was still in the fight, but he got dominated. So I didn't believe it, right? So let's just let's talk about this. I'm going to go on and read this article real quick, and then see what you guys say. We'll talk on the other end of this. Boxing legend Manny Pacquiao stands accused of faking his famous shoulder injury against Floyd Mayweather in 2015, right? The ailment suffered by Pacquiao in the 2015 loss to his career nemesis Mayweather has been branded fake by a sports doctor. Pacquiao cited a bad shoulder after dropping a drab decision against Mayweather in the most lucrative fight in history. The Las Vegas extravaganza was then subsequently branded a waste of time. Some fans even attempted to sue over the $99 pay-per-view fight price. Dr. Pietro Bio, who has worked with Field Lo Greco, was appearing on the welterweight's Culinary Fighter YouTube show. WBN uncovered an episode where Bio accused the Pac-Man of making it up. So did Manny Pacquiao fake a shoulder injury versus Floyd Mayweather? He was explaining the reasons why. Bio was in no doubt that Pacquiao's revelation came out of sheer embarrassment for the manner of the Mayweather domination. So we go back to the fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao saying he had a shoulder injury, said Bio. Looking at the fight and being a chiropractor and physiologist, I sort of call BS on that. Simply because of the fact that it wasn't an issue the whole fight. You didn't see him holding his shoulder. You didn't see them rubbing him in the corner. Sounds familiar. That was my point. He was able to hold his arm up and throw his punches. If that shoulder itself is injured or he has a rotator cuff injury, he's not going to be able to do that. Those are facts. On Pacquiao showing pictures of pre-fight treatment, Bio added, once again, you can get a video of anybody giving you an injection of anything. He might have just gotten a cortisone shot before or after to decrease inflammation. The thing to me is, if you look at the fight, he was consistently fighting the same way. The shoulder was never an issue until he lost. In the boxing world, you never know what's real and what's fake. I'm going to sit here as a professional. I'm going to say that was fake. He lost. Floyd did his thing. I knew how Floyd was going to fight, and Pacquiao wasn't prepared for that. So moving forward, he came up with an injury to say why he didn't perform as well as his Filipino fans would have wanted him to. Since both are retired, Pacquiao's been linked to a rematch with Mayweather on the exhibition circuit. So, bio is basically said as from a doctor's perspective, and pretty much anybody with damn common sense think he faked it, right? Now, when it comes to Pacquiao and that damn Floyd Mayweather fight, I didn't like the fact that it was called boring because, you know, everybody who watched the fight knows damn well they were on the edge of their seat. If you was a Mayweather fan or wanted Mayweather to win, you was on your edge of your seat and you were watching how awesome he was able to dominate Manny Pacquiao and make Manny Pacquiao be very tentative. That was awesome to watch. I thought that was not boring at all. Now, Manny Pacquiao fans could be hypocritical because I know in round 4 and 6 when Pacquiao landed a few shots on Mayweather, you jumped out of your seat and was screaming at the TV. That's not boring. What is boring is you didn't see Mayweather's face get bashed in, right? And that's the sour grapes. And I was saying it then, right? So that's what I don't like about that. And another thing, when it came to the fighting, I didn't like the fact that they could have fought 5 years later. And when we talk about it, you know, we just say, hey, well, they didn't fight. The fight was drawn out and they fought late. Instead of saying 2009, Manny Pacquiao didn't want to take a dope test. That's what you say. So people can say, because here's the deal. In 2009, when Floyd Mayweather said, hey, all we want is Olympic-style drug testing, you're going to have 40 million in 2009. That's 80 million now, but whatever. 40 million back in 2009, okay? I'll send you the 20 million right away, the rest after the fight, right? And Manny Pacquiao didn't want to take a dope test. And his trainer back at the time, what's my man name? Freddie Roach and them said it's our fault because we didn't want to take a dope test. Manny Pacquiao said he was scared of needles but got tattoos, right? All of that stuff went down. But who did the people get mad at? The person who wanted the dope test, not the one who didn't want to take a dope test. For a big fight like that, right? They got mad at Floyd Mayweather for asking. This is what we're going through. So I'm like, what? Now he beats him 5 years later. They had to wait because Pacquiao didn't want to take a dope test. What does not wanting to take a dope test mean to you? 80% of the people who can think straight. Damn it, you're doped. You're going to accept some money, a whole lot of money, to be the guy that people say is the best ever, right? You're going to take all that money and you're going to just take dope tests, right? So, but they blame the other guy, right? And it's the same thing when Deontay Wilder says, hey, man, check Fury's gloves. I have pictures of his gloves. He's cheated on his gloves on several occasions before. McDermott, Christian Hammer, and his own sparring partner has videos out about him cheating on his gloves. They've already admitted that they've done it in training, his people. But ESPN, Fox News, and nothing won't even do a story on. At least we can meet on this alleged drug cheating from a alleged glove cheating or glove tampering from someone who has done it several occasions before, and we're not going to do that. And I'm supposed to sit here and act like I'm going to pay attention to what they're talking about. Those kind of channels are told what they can talk about. Because you can't tell me that no one wants to get the scoop. Man, in a heavyweight championship fight, some gloves done, right? So a lot of times these kind of people like to do what they're going to do, but you're not supposed to mention it. Slavery. We ain't supposed to mention no more. Critical race theory. We don't want nobody to know about slavery. Damn what we did. So we don't want it in the schools, now do we? But hey, we just want to take over the damn Congress and spit on the Constitution, and we brought Confederate flags, which means pro-slavery, but don't talk about it. You would have a point if there was some remorse there, and if generally the general consensus in America was 95% of everybody in America believe we don't want to go back to that. That was a bad time. We all feel sorry about it. But that's not what we're talking about when you're about to take over the whole America with Confederate flags. Now, does it? But we shouldn't mention it though, because then we're using the race card. We can't watch racism we can watch racism all day, but you can't mention it. Now, can you? I don't give a damn. And what do y'all got? I don't know what a GTH or what. Get the hell out of my face with that. Right? We're going to talk about things that we see because that's what has to happen. Right? And bottom line is when somebody don't want to take a dope test for a fight, that dude is probably doped. That's just common sense. We don't blame the guy who wants to get the dope test. But that's what we're going through. Now, I'm hoping, I don't know if Manny Pacquiao fake the injury or not, but I'm leaning towards yes, he did, and that's just common sense talking. Nothing against Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a good fighter. He ain't one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion, right? But he's definitely a damn good one, and he's going to give you an exciting fight most of the time, right? So those things, but I just, the greatest of all time, and there is a very big difference between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. That's not close. Not a guy with 7 or 8 losses, not wanting to take dope tests and stuff like that. No, there's not close. And we fought each other and you got dominated. So that is not a discussion. Other than that, that's a bad dude, Manny Pacquiao. You ain't stepping to Manny Pacquiao anytime soon, are you? And neither would I. So, at the end of the day, yeah, Dr. Petro Bio thinks that Manny Pacquiao faked the damn injury. What you think? Doing Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm out of here, y'all.